Hey everybody, what is going on? Hexlex here. Got another Master Duel video for you. Coming at you with another combo guide, this time for Lunalight. I've been seeing a lot of combo guides come out, and in spite of that, I've actually found myself ending on boards that have more disruption than a lot of the combo guides I've been seeing. So I just wanted to show you all the lines that I've been doing, and hopefully that'll be of some help. So we're going to start with the line for Gold Leo. Let's normal summon Lunalight Gold Leo, and then we'll activate the effect here. And then we can add the Yellow Martin from deck to hand, which we will then, of course, promptly discard. This will let us trigger the Yellow Martin effect. Now, you're going to get asked to activate Gold Leo's effect, but you're not going to want to activate this optional effect just yet. We're going to add Lunalight Masquerade from deck to hand. And now here I did open a couple of copies, but we're going to play assuming that these 4 other cards in my hand are all non-engine. So here, if you had 4 non-engine, you would go for the Lunalight Masquerade, which you can then activate. Just make sure that you do not activate any of your spell and trap cards in the left or right columns, as those are going to be used for your pendulum zones. Alright, now we're going to go for the effect of our Lunalight Masquerade, which will let us send the Lunalight Silverhound from our deck to the graveyard. This will trigger the effect of Silverhound. Again, we're not going to activate Gold Leo just yet. So then Silverhound can summon Lunalight Kaleidochick from our deck. We're going to activate the effect of our Kaleidochick, and we can send Lunalight Tiger from our deck to the graveyard. And now, finally, we can activate this optional effect of Lunalight Gold Leo to add back the Lunalight monster that was sent, in this case, Tiger. Okay, now, from this point, we're going to activate the Yellow Martin effect. We can actually use that in order to bounce the Kaleidochick back to our hand, and then special summon the Yellow Martin to the field. Now we're going to make our Brotherhood of the Fire Fist Tiger King using Gold Leo and that revived Yellow Martin as materials. Alright, Tiger King effect on Xyz Summon will allow us to set a copy of Tenki directly from our deck. Again, let's ignore the fact that we opened it here and assume that's all off engine. You can then activate your face down Tenki that you just set off the Tiger King, and this lets you add the Lunalight Black Sheep from your deck to your hand. Now we can activate the effect of Lunalight Black Sheep. We're going to discard it to add Polymerization from our deck to our hand. Now from here we'll place Tiger in one of our pendulum scales, and now we can activate the Tiger effect. And this will let us revive the Lunalight Black Sheep that's in our graveyard. Alright, now we're going to activate Polymerization. We're going to fuse the Lunalight Perfume Dancer, and we're going to do so by fusing the Black Sheep on our field with the Kaleidochick that we added back to our hand. Very important that you summon Perfume Dancer to the middle zone here. You want Cross Sheep to be able to point to it, so if you put it in the middle, then it won't necessarily matter which zone you put Cross Sheep in. But yeah, just make sure that you have Perfume Dancer set up so that Cross Sheep can point to it. Again, middle zone tends to be the safest for that. Alright, now this will put a whole bunch of optional effects on the Chain Link. And here's the order that I'm going to do it in. I'm going to go Chain Link 1 Perfume Dancer. And I'm going to go Chain Link 2 Lunalight Masquerade. I've seen some other people activate this later in the combo line, but I kind of like to activate it sooner because it's potentially a great extender effect if you get hand traps. If you do it the way I do it, though, you're going to have to make sure that you don't banish from the graveyard first. So I'll explain that more when we get to that point. But I'm going to activate Masquerade as Chain Link 2. And then I'm going to activate Black Sheep as Chain Link 3. I am not going to be activating the effect of Kaleidochick because I'm activating Masquerade to add back Polymerization. If you wanted to use Masquerade later, which most people do, then you could just activate Kaleidochick now and then activate Masquerade, well, later. But yeah, we're going to go Black Sheep. This will let us return the Kaleidochick from graveyard to hand. Now Masquerade lets us add back the Polymerization. We'll have to discard a card. I'll just get rid of one of my extra Masquerades here. And now Perfume Dancer adds Lunalight Perfume from our deck to our hand. Okay, at this stage, we can activate the effect of our Perfume Dancer. Actually lets us bounce the Lunalight Tiger back to our hand, and then now we can special summon the Kaleidochick from our hand back to the field. Let's go ahead and activate the Kaleidochick effect, and we're going to send Emerald Bird from our deck to the graveyard. And now at this stage, we can link into our Cross Sheep. We're going to use our Tiger King as well as Kaleidochick as materials. Again, you just want to make sure that your Perfume Dancer is in one of the zones that Cross Sheep is pointing to. We can place Lunalight Tiger in our Pendulum Scale. Lunalight Tiger is a soft once per turn, meaning it's once per copy on the field per turn. So we can activate Tiger again. And let's see. Tiger is going to negate the effects of whatever it revives. So we'll just go ahead and revive the Emerald Bird here. And we're going to put that in the other Cross Sheep zone. So now Cross Sheep's effect gets to activate. No point in activating Emerald Bird because it's negated. And we're going to use this to revive the Kaleidochick. Alright, now we can activate the effect of Kaleidochick yet again, because this is also a soft once per turn. This time we're going to send Lunalight Leo Dancer from our extra deck to the graveyard. Now we'll activate our Lunalight Perfume, and we can revive our Black Sheep. Okay, time to activate Polymerization. We're going to fuse all 4 of the Lunalight monsters that are on our field in order to make the Liger Dancer. If you did the same setup I did, you want to make sure that you're specifically not banishing anything out of the graveyard, as we're going to be doing that later in the turn. So, we'll fuse the Emerald Bird, Black Sheep, Perfume Dancer, and Kaleidochick on field. And that'll let us summon our first copy of Lunalight Liger Dancer. Now this will set up another chain link for us. Let's see here. We're going to go Chain Link 1 Emerald Bird. That'll target the Kaleidochick. We can go Chain Link 2 Kaleidochick in order to add Polymerization from our graveyard to our hand. And then we're going to go Chain Link 3 Lunalight Black Sheep. And that's going to let us add a Lunalight monster from graveyard to hand. With Black Sheep, we're actually going to want to add the Gold Leo back. Now Kaleidochick can add Polymerization. And Emerald Bird is going to revive the Kaleidochick. Now from here, we are going to want to activate the effect of our Kaleidochick. Even though it's negated, we can still send a Lunalight monster from our deck to the graveyard as a cost. We're going to send another copy of Gold Leo, again, even though it's negated. Alright, from here we're going to activate the effect of our Lunalight Perfume. And now by discarding another random card from our hand, I'll get rid of an extra Tenki. Now we can add Lunalight Wolf from deck to hand. We can place Lunalight Wolf in our other Pendulum Scale. And we can activate the effect, which will let us fusion summon our second Liger Dancer by banishing Leo Dancer and various other Lunalight monsters out of our graveyard. Just make sure that you do not banish Silverhound. Silverhound is going to be a spell trap negate later, so make sure to leave it in there. But we can get rid of like this extra Gold Leo, Black Sheep, and Emerald Bird. And there is our second Liger Dancer. Okay, now we can perform a Pendulum Summon to summon out the Gold Leo that's still in our hand. Now, I've seen a lot of combos either pivot into IP Masquerade or SP, and then pass with the 2 Liger Dancers and that, but we're going to do a little bit more. I'm actually going to make Evil Swarm Nightmare, using the 2 level 4 Dark monsters that are on our field. I've seen some other combos that'll end on the double Liger Dancer, Evil Swarm Nightmare, Cross Sheep pass, but like I said, we're going to add a little bit more extra extension, because we still have this Polymerization, and we can actually still banish materials out of the graveyard for it. So I'm going to activate Polymerization and banish our remaining Lunalight monsters that are not Silverhound. Again, Silverhound is going to want to remain in the graveyard. But now we can summon Perfume Dancer. And now we can link into SP Little Knight using Perfume Dancer and Cross Sheep. And my opponent doesn't have anything in the graveyard in this case, so I don't want to activate. But this is more similar to like TCG style end boards that I've seen in my research, where they would end on double Liger Dancer, SP, and Baguska. Obviously, Baguska is banned in Master Duel, but we can still make Evil Swarm Nightmare, which has the ability to turn up to 2 monsters potentially face down when they're special summoned. So yeah, I haven't been seeing any combo guides that end on a board that looks like this in particular. So I wanted to show exactly what Lunalight is capable of, and you know, hopefully again people find that helpful. But of course there are other combos for Lunalight, so let's take a look at some of the other ones here. Alright, next 1-card combo is going to be off of the new Lunalight Masquerade. We're going to activate, making sure we're keeping the left and right spell trap zones free for our pendulums, of course. And activate Lunalight Masquerade's effect. We're going to want to send the Silverhound from the deck to the graveyard. Silverhound effect gets to activate here. And then now we can special summon a Gold Leo from our deck. Gold Leo on summon effect will activate, and we can add a Kaleido Chick from our deck to our hand. You want to send any card that is not that Kaleido Chick from your hand to the graveyard, because we are going to then normal summon the Kaleido Chick, which we can then activate here. And we are going to want to send Lunalight Black Sheep from our deck to the graveyard. Now we can activate the second effect of our Gold Leo and return that Black Sheep from the graveyard to our hand. Alright, now we can go Black Sheep second effect, discard in order to add the Polymerization from deck to hand. And now we can activate Polymerization. We're going to fusion summon Perfume Dancer using the 2 Lunalight monsters on our field. And this will trigger a couple of effects. We can go Chainlink 1 Perfume Dancer, and I'm going to go Chainlink 2 Kaleido Chick. Now, I know I said in the last combo line that you could use these in either order, and it doesn't really matter which, and technically that's kind of true in this combo line, but to really maximize value, here for this combo, I want to activate Kaleido Chick first. So we're going to add back Polymerization with that, and I'm not going to activate Masquerade's effect yet, we're going to do that later. Kaleido Chick adds back Poly, and Perfume Dancer adds Lunalight Perfume. Now, Lunalight Perfume, we're going to activate that, and we're going to revive the Kaleido Chick. We can now activate Kaleido Chick yet again. We're going to send a Leo Dancer from our extra deck to the graveyard. And then now we are going to activate the Lunalight Perfume effect from our graveyard. And we're actually going to discard that Polymerization that we added back. Sounds weird, but we're just going to add it back with the Lunalight Masquerade, so it's basically a free discard here. Okay, now we're going to want to add the Lunalight Wolf from our deck to our hand. And we're then going to actually make our Cross Sheep using the Perfume Dancer and the Kaleido Chick. Pendulum scale the Lunalight Wolf. Now we can activate Lunalight Wolf's Pendulum effect. And we're going to summon our first Liger Dancer. Alright, now we want to banish Leo Dancer, Perfume Dancer, Gold Leo, and Black Sheep. Basically, make sure that you leave Kaleido Chick and Silverhound in your graveyard. Kaleido Chick we're about to summon in a second, and Silverhound will be a negate for our opponent's turn. Summon Liger Dancer to one of Cross Sheep's zones. Now you can trigger Cross Sheep as Chainlink 1, and Masquerade as Chainlink 2. This not only will add back the Polymerization, but now you can chain block this Cross Sheep effect as well. Discard a card, sure, I'll just get rid of this random Fractal in this case. And then we're going to revive Kaleido Chick off the Cross Sheep. Now, Kaleido Chick effect, we're going to activate yet again, and we're going to send Yellow Marten from our deck to our graveyard this time. Alright, Yellow Marten's effect will now activate, returning the Lunalight Wolf from the field to hand in order to special summon. We're going to make Fire Fist Tiger King here using our 2 level 4 monsters. We can activate the On Summon effect in order to set a Tenki from our deck. Let's activate Tenki. And we can add Lunalight Tiger from our deck to our hand. Now, the order that we do these next steps actually does super matter here. So first we're going to activate Tiger King's effect, detaching exactly Kaleido Chick. We don't care about actually negating stuff, we just need Kaleido Chick in the graveyard because we are going to Pendulum Scale Lunalight Tiger, activate Lunalight Tiger Pendulum effect in order to revive Kaleido Chick. Okay, even though Kaleido Chick is negated, we are going to activate the effect because Kaleido Chick sends for cost. So I'm going to send another Leo Dancer to the graveyard and it's going to get negated. Now, we want to actually link into IP Masquerade using Kaleido Chick and Tiger King. Again, it is very important you do it in exactly this order. Because by doing it in this order, we have now set up our graveyard to be able to summon another Liger Dancer. We're going to Pendulum Scale Wolf. Wolf can activate. We're going to Fusion Summon Liger Dancer. We're going to banish the Leo Dancer, Kaleido Chick, Yellow Martin, and the Silver Hound out of our graveyard. And there you have it. There is the full setup. So I really tried to get the same like SP plus rank 4, but I don't think it is something that we can do under the current combo line, or with Masquerade anyway. Obviously, Gold Leo we were able to set up and I already demonstrated that, but with Masquerade, this is what you're looking at for your end board. So here is that, but let me show you one more combo here if you open Tenki. Okay, so Tenki is another one of our starters that we play 3 of in this deck, so let me show you how to combo with it. We're going to activate our Fire Formation Tenki, and I'm going to use this in order to add a Lunalight Gold Leo from deck to hand. Now I'm going to normal summon the Gold Leo. Let's activate in order to add and then discard Lunalight Silverhound. That'll trigger the Silverhound effect, but we do not want to use Gold Leo's optional effect just yet. We're going to use Silverhound in order to special summon Kaleido Chick from our deck. Let's activate the effect of Kaleido Chick, and we're going to send Black Sheep from our deck to the graveyard. Now we are going to trigger the effect of Gold Leo in order to add the Black Sheep that got sent off the Kaleido Chick. Let's activate Black Sheep's second in-hand effect in order to add Polymerization from deck to hand. Now we can activate Polymerization, and we're going to Fusion Summon Perfume Dancer using the 2 monsters on field as material. Okay, from here we can go Chainlink 1 Perfume Dancer, and then Chainlink 2 Kaleido Chick. This will let us return the Polymerization from graveyard to hand. And there's the perfume. Yep, let's go ahead and activate that Lunalight perfume. We're going to revive the Kaleido Chick, of course. And now we're going to activate Kaleido Chick and send the Leo Dancer from the deck to the graveyard. But we're actually not done with the Kaleido Chick just yet. Real quick though, first I'm going to activate the effect of Lunalight perfume to discard and then add a Lunalight card. Now, I opened Yellow Martin. You don't have to open Yellow Martin here. You can discard any random card, but we do want to put Yellow Martin in the graveyard. But you want to add the Lunalight Wolf off of the Perfume graveyard effect. Alright, now we can activate Perfume Dancer to return Kaleido Chick and then special summon the Kaleido Chick yet again. This lets you activate Kaleido Chick once more. And this is where you would send Yellow Martin. I'm just going to send a random Gold Leo instead, because I already sent Yellow Martin to the graveyard. But if you didn't have it in your hand to discard, this is where you would send Yellow Martin from your deck to the graveyard off of that Kaleido Chick there. So, alright. Now we're going to make the Cross Sheep using Perfume Dancer and Kaleido Chick. We can go Pendulum Scale Lunalight Wolf and activate the Lunalight Wolf Pendulum Scale effect. We're going to summon Liger Dancer. Let's banish Leo Dancer, Perfume Dancer, Gold Leo, and Black Sheep. Making sure that we're keeping Kaleido Chick, Yellow Marten, and Silver Hound all in our graveyard. Alright, now we can activate the effect of Cross Sheep after we have summoned Liger Dancer to one of Cross Sheep's zones. We're going to want to revive the Kaleido Chick here. Okay, and then now we can also use the Yellow Marten effect in order to bounce the Lunalight Wolf and then summon. But of course, before we do anything with the Kaleido Chick, let's activate the effect. And I'm going to set up the other Leo Dancer in our graveyard, just to make sure that's all in there. Now, previously, this is where we made the Tiger King, but remember that we started this combo with Tenki. So instead, we're going to make Dugaris with our 2 level 4 monsters. Let's activate Dugaris' effect, detaching 2. And we're actually going to end up using the second effect here to special summon a monster from our graveyard. We'll just do Gold Leo. Now we can make our IP Masquerade using Dugaris and the monster we revived. Pendulum Scale the Lunalight Wolf. And we can activate yet again. We're going to summon our second Liger Dancer by banishing Leo Dancer, Kaleido Chick, Gold Leo, and Yellow Marten. We're just going to leave the Silver Hound in there. And there you have it. Off of Tenki, there is the same setup as the previous combo line, with the IP into SP plus 2 Liger Dancers. Like I said before, unfortunately, not opening Gold Leo doesn't get you the ability to end on SP plus the rank 4, but you can still do that if you open Gold Leo, of course. Anyway, let me show you the deck now, and I can give you a breakdown on some of the choices here. Okay, so this is my day 1 build for Lunalight. Of course, also the build I just did all those combos with. Honestly, relatively self-explanatory once you know the combo lines, but I will explain some of the things that didn't come up during the combo lines here. For example, Tri-Brigade Fractal might look really weird as the only Tri-Brigade card in the entire deck. However, this can be discarded, or rather sent from the hand or field to the graveyard, to send any level 3 or lower beast, beast warrior, or wing beast from your deck to the graveyard. Namely, this is another way of setting up the Silver Hound in the graveyard. You could also use Foolish Burial to set up the Silver Hound, or any number of Lunalight monsters in your graveyard. But Fractal in particular is really good at dumping the Silver Hound there. Lunalight does also have their own in-archetype fusion spell, Lunalight Fusion, which is basically just polymerization with Lunalight in its name. But it's a lot better going second, because if your opponent has a monster that was summoned from the extra deck in play, then you can use a Lunalight monster from your deck or extra deck as material. So this makes it a lot easier to summon out the Liger Dancer really early on during your opponent's turn, right? Or rather during your turn after your opponent has gone first. Because you can always just use a Leo Dancer from your extra deck as a material, plus just any other 3 Lunalight cards. So that in and of itself makes the deck pretty solid going second. Going second also makes it so that if your opponent is playing some tech to out your Liger Dancer, like a Towers or something, that it's not really going to be effective. And obviously, we can put out more than enough damage to be able to OTK as well. One thing to note about Liger Dancer is that if you've got 2 of them in play and you use the board wipe effect, your other Liger Dancer... Oh no, sorry, I thought it would be destroyed, but it's only your opponent's special summoned monsters. I thought it was all special summoned monsters, so never mind. My word of caution was about to be for naught. Although it is worth keeping in mind that if you are playing in the mirror match, your Liger Dancers are going to be affected by your opponent's Liger Dancer. Then there's also in the extra deck, we have the Panther Dancer here. So this card can be used for some pretty unique OTK scenarios, as it has an effect that makes it so your opponent's monsters can't be destroyed by battle, but then the Panther Dancer can attack each of your opponent's monsters twice, meaning that it attacks it the first time, it's not destroyed by battle, and then it can attack again. So your opponent doesn't really need to have that many monsters on the field in order for Panther Dancer to be able to OTK in some situations like that. I'm on 3 Perfume Dancer for my build. You technically only need 2, but because my combo line with Gold Leo is summoning out 2 copies of the Perfume Dancer, I decided to play 3 just to make sure that we're still having 1 for potential follow-up plays. But yeah, definitely let me know what you think of the combos and this build in the comments below. I'm always eager to hear from you, and I super appreciate the feedback that you all give. But yeah, I think that's going to go ahead and do it for this video. Gameplay with this deck will be coming soon. I'll try to get that out ASAP, hopefully within the next few days here. That should be coming out. Gameplay rather with Lunalight here. But anyway, that'll do it for now, so let us move on to our outro. Hey everybody, Hexlex here. Thank you so very much for watching all the way to the very end of the video, which by the way is one of the best ways to support the channel. Speaking of supporting the channel, take a look at the names on screen. These are folks who have been so generous as to either join as a YouTube member or subscribe over on patreon.com/Hexlex to support. There's also perks for doing so. If you would like to see YouTube videos early, as well as some exclusive videos that get uploaded to YouTube, but for one reason or another I decide not to publish, definitely go ahead and hit that join button to see content early, as well as some exclusive content. If you're looking for more exclusive content, over on patreon.com, I upload exclusive videos that are not posted on YouTube just about every single day. Whether you choose to subscribe over on Patreon, join as a YouTube member, or simply continue to watch, your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you so very much. But for now, this is Hexlex. I am signing out, and I hope that you have a fantastic day.